Hey, hello, Centennial. What does a single successful guy do on a Saturday? He hangs out in a cemetery in the middle of Murfreesboro. I'd like to show you exactly kind of where I'm at. That is the Church Street Bridge, and shout out to Liz for telling me about this place. It really is amazing. It's right in the middle of an industrial park that has been built all around this cemetery. And what fascinates me is that some of these tombstones are from the early 1900s, late 1800s. I even found one over there. My car is parked all the way over there at the edge of this, so I've already walked, and I don't have a video editor on my phone, so what's going to happen is I'm going to hit the pause button, and then I'm just going to jump to the next thing to show you some of this stuff. But here we go. Okay, this one here is right under this tree, and there's a couple of chairs here, and this is kind of creepy, but I want you to see this tombstone. It is dated, the person died, last name of Fisher, in 1894. And here we are with a couple of chairs and a reflector on top of what looks like one of those flame lamps. Crazy. Here's another one. Moore, Sir Thomas Moore, died 1901. He was born 1874, so he's 17 years old, and he's buried underneath another tree here. Absolutely amazing. Here we have, and I mean, we're right next to, they're having an auction back there. I don't know if you can hear it, but we're next to a storage unit. And here in this little clump of trees, there are some graves. This person died in 1903, was 87 years old. And as you can see right here, look at that, how the ground is coming up and actually knocking the tombstone over on its side. That is the coffin that is working itself up out of the ground. And here is Lady Fanny, bless her heart. She was 60 years old and died in 1899. Again, the tombstone is sinking as the coffin is starting to rise up. I don't know if you can see that up out of the ground. Here's another one right next to her. Here is the remnants of a tombstone, and you can see the coffin starting to rise up out of the ground. Here, just a few feet away from the embankment of where that storage unit is at, we've got a tree with a bunch of old tombstones laying against it. So did anybody just come along, pick up these tombstones and put them here? Were they actually buried around this tree? No one knows. But again, ground very uneven. Here's a tombstone here. Someone born in 1850, died 1926. Gone but not forgotten. And again, here we have an unmarked grave and what appears to be a tombstone trying to work its way up, or a coffin trying to work its way up. And you can see that some of the graveyard cannot be mowed because the ground is so uneven. You see those flags sticking up out of the ground over there? You can see that there are coffins starting to work their way up out of the ground, and they can't mow this section. Here's another section, and this is just absolutely amazing. Here is a tombstone that has broken in half, that I'm assuming somebody has set back up on there, or has tried to make the best of it, but it is coming up out of the ground as the coffin tries to work its way up. And then here's a little plot family here, died in the early 1900s, and look at over here. The tombstones have sunken into the ground, actually just sinking in onto the grave. Fascinating and also sad at the same time. Here, right alongside the edge of the cemetery, again, right alongside the embankment, and about maybe 8 feet down is the back drive for the storage unit. Next door, look at this. Somebody who was buried here in 1949, and literally the embankment is maybe 1.5 feet away from the marker. And then right alongside this embankment, you can see again some tombstones that are caving in. And again, here we have what appears to be coffins trying to work their way up. Here on what is the south end of the cemetery, you can see all these flags are up. You cannot see the tombstones because they have sunken down, but they cannot mow there because they'd tear up their blades. But all of these spots, we have no idea who these people are anymore, have been lost to time. And although it's fascinating, it really is heartbreaking. And then up here at the edge, if you can see the top of the white car over there, that's where my car is parked. And I had to climb like a 4-foot embankment to get up in here. But they cannot mow this area here because when I try to get down, you can see how uneven the ground is as the tombstones are sinking and the coffins are starting to work their way up. And then here I am right at the edge of the cemetery where my car is parked. As you can see, the cemetery is raised up, and well, I mean, the cemetery is on higher ground, but you can see some of the coffins starting to rise up out of the ground as the tombstones start to sink. All right here in the middle of Murfreesboro, in the middle of an industrial park. Again, Liz, this has been amazing. I really have had, I can't say fun, but this is really fascinating. And right here on the edge, if you can see this, right on the edge of this Enterprise truck rental, we have the tombstone, if you can see that, of Will Smith. How about that? So Hollywood, you might want to take a look at that. I don't know who this guy is running around in the movies. But what does a single successful guy do on a Saturday night now? He's going to be downloading some video editing programs, software, and hopefully I can splice all this together instead of having to do 15 different little segments. I haven't done this on a phone before, so I used to have a YouTube channel about 13, 14 years ago, but that was a lot different. You had webcams and all that stuff. So am I boring you yet with, yeah, okay. But anyway, hope you enjoy this Centennial. Love you guys.